All right, so Raised by Wolves has been canceled by HBO. It will no longer air on HBO Max. The third season is not coming out unless it gets picked up by some other company like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Peacock, Paramount, Apple. There's a bunch of streaming services now. It's quite expensive now to subscribe to all of them or even a portion of them. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot more intense competition, and I'm not sure that we'll see all of these services actually survive. There might have to be some mergers. I don't know, but having quality content is a pretty big part of succeeding in this business. And a show like Raised by Wolves is exactly the kind of content that would benefit Netflix, Amazon, kind of. I mean, look at Netflix. Stranger Things is excellent, but it's going to be over soon, and season 5 will be the last season. There aren't a lot of really premium, top tier, top quality programs on Netflix these days. I mean, I'm not sure there ever really were. They've always had a few diamonds in the rough, and then a lot of it's always been quantity over quality for Netflix, and they've canceled some of their best shows like Dark Crystal, and they need some. They could really benefit from a really, really excellent and totally bizarre sci-fi show like Raised by Wolves. Paramount just put out a sci-fi show called Halo. Did not do so well. Is actually kind of awful, and they could benefit from having a really high quality original story, not an adaptation, not a video game adaptation, but an actual original story. And the story is really good. If you haven't seen Raised by Wolves, it's made by Ridley Scott's production company, Scott Free Productions, and it's produced by Scott, who of course is the creator of the Alien franchise, among many other movies, and from Gladiator to Thelma and Louise. But it's a sci-fi that sort of has an alien vibe but isn't alien. It takes place in the future. There's two factions on Earth: the atheists and the Mithraic. The Mithraic are like a sort of they're like like a different version of Christianity basically, and both these factions are super like radical and extremist, and they kind of in their war with one another would pretty much destroy the Earth and have to leave. So some colony ships leave and head to Kepler 22b, a planet that is habitable. The atheists send out an advanced pod with two androids, mother and father, who are tasked with raising a group of children sort of ahead of when these colony ships arrive, and raising them as atheists. So it was like the first people on this planet. But this planet ends up being full of mysteries and peril, monsters and weird sacred symbols from the Mithraic religion that somehow are here, even though this is a new planet that no one's ever been to before. So there's connections between Earth and this planet that we don't really understand. There is a I don't want to spoil too much, but there are forces native to this planet that are mysterious and deadly and very trippy, and sort of this mystery unfolds as different settlers arrive at the planet, and sort of different tragedies befall the characters, the heroes. You also have Travis Fimmel from Vikings. He was Ragnar. He plays a character named Marcus, who is an atheist who's basically used plastic surgery to transform himself and his wife Sue into Mithraic people and go on their colony ship. It's their only way to get off the planet, and so they're like in disguise as Mithraics, even though they're atheists. And then it's kind of all the crazy shit that happens with that, with Marcus especially, and Femmel's quite good. All the actors are so good in this, and there's just a really tremendous cast, and the special effects, costumes, the writing. Like I said, it's a super weird show. If you haven't seen it, like, it may not be for everyone. It's certainly not for everyone. It's a niche show. It's not going to have like the mass appeal of like a Stranger Things or something, but it is so twisted and warped and weird and great, and like you just don't know what to expect, which I love. It's very original. It's very unique. There's nothing really like it. It has sort of a vintage feel. Like this could have come out of the 70s or something, when sci-fi was a little more. I don't want to say diverse. I want to say like experimental. It sort of has that experimental auteur, like indie film vibe to it, but it's it's a big production. So you should definitely. I mean, even if it is canceled and never comes back, which would be very sad. Even if that happens, I still think the first 2 seasons are worth watching. I think it's really, really a quality show. But there is this push from some of the cast and the creators of the show to have it picked up by another streamer. And there's a petition. There's like hashtags on Twitter. I'll link to my article about this below, which will point you to that stuff. But Raised by Wolves, let's renew it. Let's get it picked up. Save it from another tragic cancellation. There's got to be some other streamer out there that wants to have this weird premium sci-fi show. It's really one of the best, if not the best, on TV right now, if you ask me. Like, I'm much more excited for the next season of Raised by Wolves, the theoretical season, than I am for Westworld, which I feel has sort of run its course. But I'm still looking forward to that. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Peace and love.